Standby means it's 5.
Yes, yes. You know? Okay, so these roots, yeah. How do you want to be introduced? Nothing? Good.
Don't switch off the mic. We are live. Yeah, let's go.
Good evening. Hi. Before I even begin, can we just move forward kidogo tafadhali tu? Just take one seat that is in front of you. Please. Thank you. Guys, let's just move. Songa tu. Because Fantastic, fantastic. Asanteni sana kwa kuja. Thank you so much. My name is Cynthia Modoni. I am the head of community and partnerships here at Baraza Media Lab. Just a little bit about what we do. We are a co-creation space for the media and creative industry. We provide a space for experimentation for these guys who are in this industry. So how do we do that? So we provide a co-working space where you can use this co-working space as your office. You can have events here. You can have your shoots. You can have your meetings. We run programs. We run research, we do events, and some fundraising for the industry, right? So today we are here because we are having a masterclass. This is a series that we've been doing over time for the different genres in the industry. So from your writers, your journalists, your podcasters, and now we're on the content creation edition, right? So we did a fireside chat last week with Aziad, more so on how she has maneuvered the space of content creation, her journey, and what has been her challenges. And today now, based on how we've been doing the series, we start with a fireside chat, and then we move on to a masterclass, more on the nitty-gritties and what you need to know from the back end. Now, before I introduce our speakers, allow me to give you a quick some housekeeping rules. The washrooms are outside. The ladies are on your right, just after the lifts. So the ladies are on your right, the gents are on your left. We do have 2 emergency exits at the back and using the front door. The other bit is we have 2 phone booths at the farthest end of the space. So should you need to take a phone call, you don't need to move out. You can just use those 2. And in case of any emergency, you'll hear some alarm system. Just we'll guide you on where to go. Sawa sawa? All right, so please, I don't want to take more of your time. Allow me to introduce our speaker for the day. She is well known in this industry. She has immense and intense knowledge, and I don't want to talk more. I don't want to even butcher her introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Linda Okero from Wowzy.
Hi, everyone. Am I clear and loud? Or do I need to shout a little bit? Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Okero. I am the head of partnerships at Wowzy, and I also manage the premium influencer docket at Wowzy. I think I'll start with a brief introduction of my persona before I get into Wowzy. So my background is in public relations and communications, and I've been around the block for sure, from governance to finance industry to healthcare, and now I am in the influencer marketing space. I don't know how many know about Wowzy, just by a show of hands. That's 3 out of the crowd. First of all, this is very informal. Let's have a conversation. It's a masterclass, but I will want us to have a conversation. So traditionally, when you think about advertising, who remembers your TV ads, your newspaper ads, your radio ads? Did they used to connect with you as an audience? They did. Someone said yes. Lady in red, they did. Somehow. Okay. The gentleman wasn't very sure. What's your thought around it? It did. Based on? The trust adverts. That's what she can remember. Any other sentiments? The lady in green?
I remember the Sopo advert. Wash your hands, be a Sopo friend.
Yeah.
Also the crown prince one.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I remember crown paints because of Marangi as well. Yes. Yeah. So in essence, that was and still is advertising. But that was the traditional way of advertising. Right now, because of evolution when it comes to the digital space, now we get into the digital way of advertising. And the best way to do it is using content creators. But I want you to take you through the journey of influencer marketing. So everyone here is on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. You are basically a social media user who creates content intentionally in the room. Like you wake up in the morning, you decide to show your skincare routine or how you do your makeup. What do you create content? Okay, who else? Makeup. And yourself? Sports. Interesting, Sports as well. So in essence, you move from being a social media user to being a content creator, where you're intentionally creating content. When you move from being a content creator to making people change their perception or attitude or behavior about a product or service, then you become an influencer. So that's the first misperception about people online. You assume everyone is an influencer. No. If someone can't make you decide to go and buy, I don't know, a cup of coffee from Java or that bottle of soda that is Coke, they're not influencing you in any way. Now, when you move from just being an influencer online to being an influencer offline, then you become an influential personality. Are we getting somewhere? So you'll find individuals who you know based on their sports personalities, their media personalities, their musicians. Those are influential personalities offline. When they leverage their digital platforms, then they become, influencers. Are we clear? Super. So when you come to monetization, it happens in different ways, and the platforms also matter. I don't know, how many are more into creating content on Instagram? Cynthia West, 4. Okay, YouTube? Majority is YouTube. Twitter streets or X streets. Who is big on X? No one. Oh, this is interesting. LinkedIn, key opinion leaders in the room. Are you telling me you're not key opinion? Kevin's, you're not a key opinion leader? He's shy. So ideally, different platforms operate very differently. So TikTok is one of those platforms where they're not big on aesthetics. You have a story, you're creative, you wake up in the morning, you can post it. Who knows the couple that just sleep on TikTok? There's nothing else they do, they just sleep. That's the entire TikTok content. Yes. But then you'll go to Instagram, and that's where the aesthetics are. Have you ever seen people doing transitions? You're like, how did the person do that? The quality of their content, the sharpness, they've put effort in telling a story. That's what works as an algorithm for Instagram. Well, on LinkedIn, that's where ideally it's a career platform. So you want to sell yourself, you want to talk about, I'm honored to have this promotion. That's what people post a lot on LinkedIn. Your YouTube YouTube is both for long format videos and short formats. So whether you want to do vlogs, you want to tell a story, you want to travel, you want to do fashion, YouTube is open to whatever format. And so even the way you earn on the different platforms is very different. Are we okay right now? Are we on the same page? So YouTube is among the very few platforms that pay you as a platform. You don't need an endorsement. You don't need a brand deal. You don't need a campaign. As long as you reach their 1,000 subscriber, which is their minimum to start earning, and their 40,000 watch hours, trust me, you can start earning on YouTube. And my personal perspective is it's one of the channels and platforms I don't know why Kenyans don't really venture into. Because ideally you can earn from the platform and you can still earn from brand deals and endorsements. Instagram is very driven by campaigns. If you look at most of our content creators, remember I'm using the word influencer very careful, most of our content creators, when they put hashtag ad, that means it's a paid deal. It's a paid post, it's a paid reel. When you go to Twitter or X, it's very different. You'll never really know the difference between a paid or an unpaid X. How do you call by the now? Because you say tweets, we used to say we're running a Twitter trend, so we say we are Xing, we're running an X. Same to LinkedIn. It's very clear when you see a LinkedIn post, you can see it's written again ad. So it's good to know the algorithm and what works. A lot of the platforms are driven by reels. So Instagram, if you post a reel, it performs much better compared to a static and compared to a live story. That's why you see most ads are in the video format, which we call reels. Any questions so far? This is like Masterclass 101, 102, and 103 together. Any questions so far? Super. So let me now take you through the different forms of monetization. The first one is affiliate marketing. I don't know if anyone is aware of affiliate marketing in the room. Lady in red.
For example, what I see mostly people use for example, Amazon.
Yes.
You set up an Amazon shop.
Yeah.
Where if, for example, someone buys that certain product that you see, there's a discount or there's a money.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts in the room? Affiliates, marketing? Yes?
Okay. My name is James Kamau. So what I think affiliate marketing is when you can help the guys who have the product or service sell through you. So that's what I think affiliate marketing is.
All right. So affiliate marketing is, for many brands, is program-based. So ideally, a brand, for example, Nivea will come to me based on the fact that I am a Nivea consumer. I post about Nivea, and we get into a partnership where we say, for every Nivea bottles of lotion that I sell, I get a certain percentage. That's affiliate marketing. So by extension, Nivea as a brand uses me to sell their products, and by selling their products, I do get a certain percentage or commission. So ideally, why affiliate marketing works is because if you see the customer journey, we always start with awareness. And the awareness a lot of the time is when I, as a consumer, I have a need, I have a problem, and I'm looking for a solution. In the ideal way of working, it should be a brand coming to me based on the fact that they've seen there's a need with their customer segment. Therefore, they're looking for a content creator who is an influencer to address and meet that need. Affiliate marketing works best that way because of the awareness, and the gap and challenge is very clear. But also you have brand endorsements and brand deals. Endorsements ideally work with a lot of the public figures and the celebrities, where I, as a brand, want to be able to create a lot of noise, a lot of visibility, about product X. So I'll go to an already well-known figure who has credibility, who is respected, who is an expert in a certain field. And therefore, I'll give them an endorsement for a period of time. Ideally, they work best for long term. You'll see Eliud working with which brand? Isuzu. Yes, that's one actually. No. Right now he's doing Techno. Yes. So ideally you'll see Techno as a brand is leveraging a well-known figure to create awareness about the brand. But you'll see in the filter of their influencer marketing plan, they'll still use different tiers of influencers to push. Now, when it comes to the tiers of influencers, who knows the journey as well? Where we start from and where we end. And but there is a big incentive after this. Cynthia, there's an incentive, eh? Yes?
I have a question,
Yes.
not answering your answer, but your question, but a question on affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
So how do you earn the percentage? Do you have like to sell the product, or just lead generation will get you a commission? So where do you like exchange? Where do you get the purchase? Do you have like convince people to buy, then you get from say 100 Bob Nivea bottle, so you get a percentage from that, or just generating that lead, you get something out of that?
Yeah. So to answer your question, I'll start with the funnel of marketing. Ideally, you don't use influencers for conversion. I can't come and hire you and tell you I want you to sell 10 bottles of Nivea or 10 bottles of Johnny Walker. No. Use influencers for awareness and amplification. And that's why we keep on telling brands, even where we see it as Wowzy, is influencer marketing is one of the tactics of marketing. It shouldn't be the only tactic you use. Because ideally, influencer marketing is not a short-term engagement. It's a long-term engagement. I know ideally that's not the situation, but that's how it's meant to be. So if I have a campaign and I want to achieve certain objectives, I should use influencers for the awareness stage. The conversion, I have to use other methods. So to answer your question, affiliate marketing is very directly linked to conversion, but not linked to take this link, we're gonna give you X discount. No, they're using you authentically because you embody the brand and there's a brand fit. So based on that and the sales you make, you get a certain commission. Make sense? Yes. Any other question? Yeah. Yeah.
Let's look at the brands that we have in Kenya, like Jumia, where influencers are given a code to use their codes. So is that affiliate? What's it called? Affiliate marketing. Yeah.
I wouldn't call that affiliate marketing because ideally, for me, that's a way of tracking. It's an analytical way of finding out if your campaign was successful. Affiliate marketing is very deliberate. I get into an agreement with you that if you sell X, you get Y. But you see, if I'm running a campaign and I give you a link, whether or not you achieve it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to give you monetary value for it. So when you see content creators posting a discount code, they might get something in return, but from our industry perspective, that's a way of tracking. I used Linda. What was the return of using Linda? Did she sell, quote unquote, or did she not sell? But there are those who are in deliberate affiliate marketing who will still use the discount codes and the links, but then you'll never see them posting hashtag ad, hashtag affiliate marketing. Yes, but from us as a brand, us as an influencer marketing platform, then we can be able to know it's the same campaign, but this one is an affiliate marketer and this one is not. Yes, because at the end of the day, when you're using influencers, you have to track how successful or unsuccessful was your campaign. Yeah, so those are some of the methods that we use. Yeah. Any other question? All right, so I was the point of explaining the tiers of influencers. Thank you. So most of us, I'm so sure, fall under the nano tier. So nano is anyone who has 250 followers to 5,000 followers. Ideally, for me, that's the best stage to be at. You have a loyal audience. These are people who either know you personally, it's friends, it's family, it's colleagues, it's acquaintances. And so if you're able to, quote unquote, change perception of behavior, then these are the first people you do. These are the first people who will trust. I love coming to Baraza Media Lab. They'll be like, where is Baraza? I wanna come through. I wanna come and experience it. Then the next tier, which for me is the next frontier, is micros. Because then you've already learned, you have a base. And so you're evolving. So micro is from 5,000 to 30,000. And most content creators are at this stage where they're starting to realize, I do have power with my social media. I actually can start earning with the content I'm posting. Then when you move from micro to macro, then you're getting to your, who knows? Thank you. 30,000 to 100,000. I think that lady deserves to 100,000. When you move from 100,000 to 500,000, you become, who knows? Mega influencers. So ideally, most of the mega influencers are people who are movie stars, celebrities, singers. So they already had a base based on their arts or talent or skill. But then now moving from 500,000 going upwards, now we're talking about meta influencers. So the ideal way of any brand working with influencers is having a mix of all the tiers. Because your meta might not ideally give you the return, but a nano and a micro can. So it's knowing how to combine the different facets of content creators and influencers to be able to achieve your ROI. We're good? Yes. So in terms of partnerships, as I mentioned, just depending on your tier, your key objectives, the kind of content you want to put out there, which is very dependent on your niche, as you said. So you have fashion influencers, tech influencers, gaming influencers, sleeping influencers. At this point, you have influencers in different categories. So you really need to understand your niche, understand the platform, the algorithm that works for the platforms, and now figuring out where is the best brand fit. A few things I want to, quote unquote, break the perception is paid partnerships and influencing. Someone tell me just two thoughts. Who is the most influential influencer on social media right now? Yes? Murugi Muni. Why? Yeah.
I can tell. I have this product, and I'd like you guys to buy it, and people will come. And she's also more engaging with her audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll pay attention to the word organic. Who else? Give me different niche verticals of content.
My name is Winnie, by the way.
Lady in red is Winnie, guys.
Yeah. Influencer that is influential right now.
Yeah.
You've said different industries, isn't it?
Yes.
Who do I follow most? Joy Candy.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to fashion. You know, she's there giving you makeup tips and tricks.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, I think I would regard her as influential.
Okay.
Also,
Have you ever bought a product based on what she has posted?
No. But at the back of my mind, it still sticks, you know,
Yes.
because for example, I have, you know, she'll make me go and look at something and be like, okay, so where can I get it again?
Okay.
Put a bookmark when I'm looking, you know, when I'm looking for it, this is the first place that will come to mind.
Okay.
So yes.
All right. So mindset, a third option or answer?
I'd say Crazy Kenna
All
because
right.
of comedy. I think with the fact that he uses comedy to sell the narrative, it sticks, and it would be easier for me to laugh and actually go and buy a product.
Okay.
So I can say Crazy Kenna.
Okay, so hold the mic. So for you, it's Crazy Kenna. There's emotional appeal. You like what he says, what he makes you feel. So if today Crazy Kenna came and said, I'm selling a financial product, will it give you a change in perception? Or will it be organic content that makes you think, let me go and purchase XYZ?
For me, it goes to the basics. If I'm able to laugh and actually understand what you're selling, I'd go and try it out.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And for you with Joy Candy, if today a brand, Fenty,
Yeah.
maybe she was pushing a product for Fenty, will it either make you want to go purchase or change your perception about moving from product X to Fenty?
It will make me, first of all, change perception, because I'm those people, I usually ruminate a lot before I make, for example, a certain decision. For example, if this Baraza lab was a Fenty store, and then she was one of the people who I invited, and I was there in that room, I would definitely buy it.
Okay.
But since social media, it usually takes me a lot of time before converting. So it will, as I said, I take a mental note. So the next time I'm looking for it, that's the first thing that, if it's a new product, like maybe I've heard something not good about it, it will change my perception. Still, yeah.
All right. I don't know if you guys have noticed a few keywords being used. She talked about, she takes a mental note, one, and it might get her to change her perception and also get her to purchase. He talked about the organic nature of the content, and he talked about the emotional appeal. If you think of all the content creators and or influencers who you follow, take a mental note. Do they get you to have an emotional connection with a brand organically? Keyword is organically. Because you don't want a content creator and or influencer to be a digital billboard. Because then essentially it means that's not organic content. It's paid content. So today I'll promote X, tomorrow I'll promote Y, the next day I'll promote Z. So it's an industry conversation in terms of how do we enlighten our content creators and our influencers, because brand fit is very important. If I'm seen today to just be pushing a brand because of the commercial value, essentially I'm gonna lose my audience and my followers. The same thing on the brand side. If we see you just pushing one brand, the next another, then for us, there's no proper brand fit. So as content creators in the room or brand managers or anyone working for brands, that is something to consider. You have to look at the entire persona. If it's a comedian, a techie, a gamer, a fashion influencer, lifestyle influencer, do they embody what your brand stands for? Once they embody and you've interrogated, then you can start having conversations of either the short-term or the long-term engagement for paid partnerships. Because again, if you do one influencer today, the next tomorrow, there's no sustainability. There's no organic and authentic content that will arise from there. Is that clear? Yes. Any question? Yes. Does it help if you're authentic or fake? Sorry?
Does it matter if you're fake or authentic? Because for me,
Yeah.
while I'm consuming content
Yeah.
from influencers and content creators, I don't know, I'm not trying to say that I'm very good in telling fake people,
Yeah.
but I can tell, like, what is this now? I'm not relating. And as he said about Murugi Munyi, I can feel her authenticity. And even if today she's using this product, tomorrow she's using this product, I relate because it's just like me. Today I'll decide, let's say like Garnier, they have a sale. I'm buying that one, and I'm going to buy like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Then the next time maybe it's Nivea. I'm like, let me try this, you know. So for me, when she creates her content, it feels very authentic, and I relate to that. But others, I feel like, okay, now this is faking it, but people consume that. So question is, after explaining myself, is that, does it help if you're fake or real?
So I'll answer it in 2 ways, both as a professional and on a personal capacity. We live in an era where we know the wave of influencer marketing. There's a lot of focus, one on it, and a lot of investment. And that's why you see there's a lot of Gen Zs and millennials interested in being content creators and influencers. And so by extension, you'll find people who've taken years to build that brand. Think of you, Patricia Kihoro, Sharon Mundia, Joy Kendi, Chris Njoki. These are individuals who've taken such a long time to build both offline and online personas and, quote unquote, personalities. But you'll find people who break into the scene because of a viral video. They're chasing clout, they're chasing fame, and we cannot judge. That is their roots to being content creators and influencers. So on one hand, you might say someone just gaining fame instantly, quote unquote, could be fake. But perhaps that's just who they are. On the other hand, I will personally say, for longevity, for sustainability, for that long-term growth, it's very important to just be your authentic self. Because again, back to the brand fit. At the end of the day, if you fake it, they say fake it till you make it, sometimes you don't make it. Yeah, you can fake it for a while, but the cracks will start showing. So as much as it may take longer to get there, the best advice is get a niche or vertical that works for you, that you enjoy waking up and saying, I love gardening, I love cooking, and you stick to it. Remember, being an influencer is a 9-to-5 job. It's not easy. It takes time. You have to be creative. You have to tell a story. You have to be consistent with your posting. That's what builds a brand. Without that, then you will chase. That today I'm going to embody this persona. Tomorrow I want to dance on TikTok and make a killing out of it. So it's very important to also have the ethics and integrity in that industry. And we have amazing case studies, honestly. I do tell a lot of content creators, influencers, and brands as well, putting your feelings aside, looking at case studies that have been successful is very important. Whether you like them or not, you look at an individual like Elsa Majimbo. Whether you like her or not, everyone has their own judgment about it. But there's a level of consistency that she's been able to maintain over time. Look at an individual like Chef Ali with Cook. He has been pushing the narrative of cooking with the family, cooking with the wife, and he has embodied the product which is Cook. And we can see him as a success story. So my advice to you is, if you truly want to get into that space and you are dedicated to grow, don't be fake. Just build, create authentic, organic content, and over time, you'll definitely reap the effects of it. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
So I have a question now. I'm mainly speaking as a nano influencer. You talked about partnership, right? So I kindly needed like your clarification or what you would tell someone who, you see how a brand approaches you for partnership and you're so green. You don't really know, so is this one supposed to be paid? Is it not supposed to be paid? How am I supposed to handle this? They give you exactly what you need to do with the whole campaign and everything. I think mainly the challenge comes because you knew and you don't really know. So at what point am I supposed to be paid? At what point is this person taking advantage? You know how you need to just know exactly what you should be doing there. Because sometimes I feel you can be there, but you're being taken advantage of. Because you see, you're also trying to get your followers, you're trying to grow, you're trying to be known and all. But in the meantime, some of these brands, maybe let me talk about an example. So I was working with a brand. They actually do makeup, but it's a small brand. So for me, I was so excited. The thing is, I'm the one who approached them, and so they accepted it. So we've not really gotten into a whole conversation about where this is going, but we did the first, let me say the first project or something. So I was their first model, for the day. Did makeup, post, do stories and everything, tell people to follow, tell people to get their makeup done. But now after that, there's no conversation about, and the funny thing is, I'm the one who had to pay and facilitate everything to where these guys were. You know, like your fare and everything. So you just go there, be the first model, and then go home. And they're like, yeah, we'll keep on doing this and all. But I'm wondering, so until which point am I going to be a free first model? You see, until which point am I just going to be providing everything I need to provide to get to that place? Because sometimes I feel there's that ignorance. I don't know if I should use the word ignorance, or you rather do not really know what am I supposed to be doing in this space. So until what point, you know? Yeah, sure.
So back to the earlier point of why brands use influencers. So as long as you are a content creator and a brand approaches you to promote a product or service, you immediately turn to be an influencer because you are a content creator. So you should be paid for working with any brand, whether you are a nano, a micro, a macro, or meta. Definitely the rate will be different. If you're a nano, your rate definitely will be lower compared to a micro. It's not discrimination, it's just very much dependent on the different tiers. Also remember, you can be a nano, but you're not a premium. Who knows the difference? You can be a micro and you're not a premium. You can be a mega, but you're not a premium. And so the rate for a mega is very different from a mega premium. So a premium is all about the quality of your content. It doesn't matter whether you have 200 followers, or 1 million followers. As long as your content is spot on, you're a premium. I only have 1,300, but I do consider myself a premium because I do take time to think about the content. I take time to create a story about the content. And so if I am placed side to side with a nano whose content is not premium, I expect to be paid more just because my quality of work is different. So to answer your question, you definitely need to be paid. Yeah. So hopefully moving forward, yeah. Do you have a rate card? I hope content creators in the room have a rate card. You have a rate card? Do you know how to? No. I know.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Yes, actually, I also needed help with that. So how do you come up with your rate card?
So in terms of rate card, again, it takes reflection to just be honest with yourself and look at your content, look at your niche, your vertical, and agree, is my content premium or not? Then based on the platform, if it's LinkedIn, Instagram, X, look at how your engagement is. Because you can't sell something you don't have. If you don't have the engagement, you don't have the reach, you don't have the followers, what are you selling? Because again, remember, brands are using influencers for awareness and amplification. So they're looking at reach, they're looking at impact. If you can't give them either, then there's no point of working with you. And then there's no revenue. So when you come up with a rate card, be very clear. If it's Instagram, you can quote each deliverable. This is the cost for a story. This is the cost for a static. This is the cost for a reel. Based on that, if they're engaging you, this is the cost per month. So ideally, if they say, we only want to use you for stories, we only want to use you for statics and reels, and we want to engage you for 3 months, then you do the calculation. So you don't give a blanket figure just because I feel I'm a micro, I'm premium, give me 200,000. No, there's a science and math that goes behind it so that you also come off. Remember, influencer marketing is a day-to-day, it's a profession. So you also need to come off as you understand how the different platforms work and you know what value that you bring into the table as the content creator who will be the influencer for brand X. Yeah.
When you talk about reach, what do you mean? Because in some sense, I feel like everybody has reach. You know, if you have, for example, 500 followers, maybe 50 people view your story, for example. So everyone has reach. So when you say reach, what is reach?
So reach,
what is, yeah.
So essentially, if you post on Instagram and you have 200 followers, all your content should reach all your 200. Viewing is different. Viewing is someone deliberately clicking, make sense, on the content that you've posted. That's the difference. You see how you have your feed? It means every single follower, the moment you post, ideally that's your reach. Viewership is different. If I don't click on your content, I've just seen it. I've seen Wesley has posted, and I moved on with my life. But the interaction of, let me view, let me comment, let me ask, that's now someone engaging with your content.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
But we know sometimes, for example, a platform like Instagram doesn't show to all my followers at the same time. You get so.
Yeah.
Someone will be shown tomorrow, another person will be shown as soon as I post. You know, it varies.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, all of my followers should, you know.
Ideally, they should, yes. And if you go to your analytics, and we can do a practical, if you go to your Instagram, you know the insights, just check your insights. They'll tell you who is, your content is reaching who, demographics, the time. So that's where you get your insights from. I don't know if you've realized there are some content creators who post at a specific time. It's because they know my followers are active at this particular time. If you just wake up at 8 a.m. and post, and your followers wake up at 10, that means very few are engaging with your content. The same way you'll see content creators or influencers using particular trending songs. Because that's the song where now in terms of algorithm is top. So if you are like me who loves rumba or country music, and you keep on putting up Papa Lolo, then my content will rarely show up top in your feed. But someone else who knows the timing, when, day, the right song, you'll keep on seeing, because you're wondering, why is this person's content always up on my feed? Because they have understood the analytics based on the insights of their past content. So they know how to post, when to post, the kind of content to post as well. Yeah. Whew. I even lost track of where where I was. No worries. Any other question before I continue? Yeah, I think I'd gone through now the different tiers. I really like you at partnerships. Yeah, so essentially, we've talked about the paid partnerships in terms of affiliate marketing. We've talked about the endorsements and deals. Let me come to the most frequently used by brands, which is campaigns. So a lot of brands do short-term campaigns. So short-term could be from 1 month to 6 months campaign, and some can even push it to 12 months. But from 12 months, we look at long-term campaigns. So for the short-term campaigns, again, brands are looking at brand fit. What kind of content are you posting, and does it resonate with the brand? And so based on that, they will start engaging you to promote their products or service for a duration of time and to achieve certain KPIs. So when it comes to that, if you are into sports, gaming, music, then you need to consistently be posting about it and knowing how, when to post so that the brands can start paying attention. When it comes to the short-term campaigns, having your rate card is very important. If you don't know how to come up with a rate card, or you're not very sure of what to put on the rate card, you can definitely engage professionals who will guide you on what to rate for your content. And there are very many people in the industry right now who can be able to assist you with that. So if we look at, for example, sports, who is the top sports influencer right now, in your opinion? Omanyala. Someone has said Omanyala? Oh. Who else? Is Omanyala a sports influencer or a sports personality? I'm very proud right now. Yes, so Omanyala is a sports personality who leverages digital to communicate to an audience. And by extension, brands approach Omanyala to promote a brand or a product or service. Is that clear? So who is a sports influencer in your opinion? I feel like you have an answer. You. Kipchoge, okay. But he's still a sports personality, but who is influential online? Who? Carol Radul is a sports influencer, but she's a media personality as well. I don't know if it's clear. Are we getting the difference? Yeah. She's getting the drift, yeah. One last example before I move on. Food influencer. Is Ombachi a food influencer or sorry? And remember, you can be both. You can embody two. You can embody two tags. He is, yes. He's both a food influencer, and because of his legacy in rugby, he's also a sports personality. Yeah. So that just tells you, in terms of partnerships, it doesn't necessarily have to just be online. You can be able to be an offline personality that gets a partnership that you leverage now digital in terms of content creation, and you become influential on that space. Is it clear? Yeah. Any last questions before I give my closing remarks? How much is a good income per month? That's a good question. Are you asking as a what type of influencer? Nano, micro, premium, non-premium, long-term, short-term? Nano and micro. Short-term, long-term campaign? Long-term. FMCG. Sorry, I'm asking these questions because they're very deliberate. FMCG or, sorry? Niche. Which vertical? Fashion design. So there are 3 top leading verticals in terms of brand requests. That's fashion, that's lifestyle, and that's food. So I'll give a nano premium and a micro, actually a nano premium will be lower of course than a micro premium, but I'll give a micro premium just because of loyal fan base and quote unquote the awareness and amplification, a higher rate compared to a nano. So for a good campaign, if we say 6 months, you can equate it to about 300,000. Yeah. Again, depending on the deliverables as well. Yeah. You had a question?
My name is Calvin. I run an innovation center by the name Motor Bricks. I've been he's telling me to stand up.
No
I've been working with young people in places like Madare on mobile journalism. I've been training them. So as a person, I'm also looking at transitioning. But my question is, how do I transition? Because as an innovation center, we are into climate smart technology. And the kind of content the young people I work with create are basically in the non-profit space. Yep. But we still need to survive and find ways to monetize. So I don't know how to actually do that, given that the kind of stories we tell are about climate change and all that. And the people we attract are sometimes organizations that may not necessarily want to pay for content. So how do we navigate such a space? Thank you.
So let me debunk something real quick. And maybe I touched on it at the beginning. Remember when I said about influence and what influence is? One area where we rarely talk and touch is impact influencing. And I'm happy Kevin is in the room as a champion for impact influencing. There's a lot of social influencing where we get you to change your mindset about a product or service or to consume it. So I want you to buy ketchup. I want you to buy soda. I want you to buy washing powder. However, impact influencing is very different. And the approach is, again, totally different from the social one. So a lot of companies who are in the development space, whether it's your UN, whether it's your NGOs, they may not be fully aware of the value content creators in the impact space can create, but it doesn't mean that they don't use influential personalities. If any of you is aware, UNGA is currently ongoing in New York, and I don't think any of the Africans who are at UNGA, we will consider them as content creators or influencers. But if you go to their pages, they're actually creating content about impact. Some are talking about health, some are talking about climate change, others are talking about sustainable farming. So it's an area which has not been fully explored, but it doesn't mean that work is not happening. So to encourage you, and we can have a conversation about it, I can definitely tell you the organizations who are very passionate about working with impact influencers and not just social influencers. Yeah. We can be able to guide you on how to package yourself so that you know how to present yourself, your society, your cooperative to individuals who really want to create change. Yeah. The very charismatic lady.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
I'm Monday like the day. Yes. So not the charismatic lady. It's actually Monday.
Yeah.
Yes. So my question is mostly about like partnerships and paid partnerships, like you said, affiliate marketing, da 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 da. My point is, do brands shy away from working with an influencer based on, let's say, controversies, character, they don't like what they're seeing, or is it just something that we are told so that we conform in terms of authenticity? Yeah. I hope you get what I'm saying,
Yes.
because I saw
So
you nodding.
definitely.
Okay.
So it depends with the brand. We have brands like EABL who have code of conducts and marketing code of conduct. So for sure, they will want to work with influencers who follow their code of conduct. So you don't want to be reckless, to be seen drinking and driving or playing near a water body. That goes against their code of conduct. However, there are brands who do not mind controversy. I guess he remembers the Trust ad. I'm quite sure Trust doesn't mind as a brand controversy. Makes sense? However, if you're pushing a brand, for example, Safaricom, then they do not want to work with a content creator who is constantly in the news because of unethical behavior, because of just, putting out content that for them maybe is chasing fame, is chasing clout. So it really goes back to what we talked about, and she asked the question about being real and being fake. What is driving you to be a content creator? What is driving you to be an influencer? If you're chasing the wrong thing, then by all means, you will do what it takes. But if you take it seriously, take it as a point of, I'm growing a brand. Because if you don't understand that you have a brand, then that's a problem. If you understand the brand, you understand your niche, then if your goal is to work with an EABL, a Safaricom, an Adidas, you will know what it takes. You know the kind of persona, the behavior, the ethics that comes with representing such a brand. You'll never find Eliud in the X streets, just retweeting nonsense. But there are people who really love that. That's what they live for. Yeah. So I'll say it's very dependent on the brand, and very dependent on you in terms of what you want to achieve. Yeah. Yeah. So being a brand, we know it from the brand perspective. If I see green and white, what do you think? Safaricom. If I hear a tune in terms of a ringback tune, and it's the M-Pesa song, clearly I'll say it's M-Pesa. If I go to a shop and I see black and red, first thought for me is Coke. So branding is the bringing together of color, logo, sound that embodies a brand in terms of a corporate brand, what it stands for. When it comes to persona, it's who you represent. You don't have a logo. The people who have, of course, online logos, but who are you? Is it how you dress? Is it how you speak? Is it how you present yourself? Is it the kind of content you create? You're building a brand. How you package yourself. That's what we call brand personas. Yeah. It's a combination. If you decide to embody, you'll be the white-haired girl or the white braids girl, we will always remember. Whenever I see white hair, I'm just like, no, that's Monday. It's Monday, right? Monday the day. I'll be like, that's Monday. If remember Shoma Josie with pink, yeah. Every time I saw a lady with pink, I was like, that's Sho. She already created a brand. For musicians, it could be the genre of their music, their beats, their sound, how they dress, So you really need to understand yourself to know who do you embody as a brand. Yeah. Super. Can I give my closing remarks, Cynthia? Oh, there's, okay.
Yeah, sorry, can I pose just one question? Earlier you talked about YouTube and a medium of influence that is not being used predominantly here. Can you talk about why it's not being used and also the value proposition of why it should be used?
Why not? I think because it's not a low-hanging fruit in terms of the rewards. I say that because it's very easy to create a short reel and post on Instagram and do that consistently. While YouTube, it takes a while to create concepts and shoot for the long format. Of course, we have the YouTube shorts, but the conversion of that is longer compared to Instagram. Because from our experience sitting at Wowzy, a lot of brands run campaigns on Instagram vis-a-vis YouTube. And so the reward for content creators and influencers is higher on Instagram compared to YouTube. The value proposition of why YouTube is because it gives you 2 revenue streams, plus the other programs that YouTube has, of course. But YouTube pays you from a platform point of view, and you can have endorsements from a brand, vis-a-vis on Instagram, where you're earning predominantly and primarily from brand endorsements and campaigns. Make sense? Yeah. Will you allow me to give closing remarks? So I know I did a little bit of introduction of Wowzy, but I'll close up with that. A few of you said they know Wowzy. Let me give you a very brief of what we do. Wowzy is an influencer marketing platform that is powered by tech. If you have an Android phone or an iPhone, go to your App Store, Play Store. It's free of charge. Download Wowzy. You'll fill in your profile. We connect content creators and or influencers with brands who want to run campaigns. We work with brands such as Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, Safaricom, EABL, and we are literally in the business of empowering content creators across all the footprint that we have in Africa: Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, and Uganda. So if you are very interested in getting into that space, feel free to follow up, download the app. I know Cynthia maybe can share details and we can be able to connect after. But thank you so much. This has been a very engaging crowd. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys, another round of applause for Linda.